Welcome to our second installment on our three-part series on the fall of Constantinople. Today we will be looking at the political events that set the stage for the fall of Constantinople in 1453. This momentous event was not just a military confrontation, it was deeply rooted in the political, religious, and cultural dynamics of the era. By the 15th century, the Byzantine Empire was in significant decline, facing internal and external challenges. There was political instability with frequent power struggles and civil wars weakening the central authority and fracturing the empire's unity, major territorial losses, with the empire having lost vast territories to the Ottomans and other powers, diminishing its influence and resources even further, and economic hardships, with trade routes being disrupted and the economy suffering, further straining the empire's ability to defend itself. Like I mentioned in the first video on the fall of Constantinople, if you haven't seen it, please watch it, this left the Eastern Roman Empire in a very desperate situation, thus leading eventually to the Council of Florence between 1438 and 1439. The Council of Florence was one of the most critical events during this period, which aimed to address a schism between the Eastern Orthodox and the Roman Catholic churches. Now, for a little bit of context, the Byzantine Empire sought aid from the West against the rising Ottoman threat to gain support, with Emperor John VIII Palaeologos attending the council himself. The council aimed to reconcile differences between the Orthodox and the Catholic churches, resulting in temporary reunion, with key decisions such as the council declaring the authority of the Pope over the Orthodox Church, which was a contentious issue that alienated many Orthodox Christians. And also, the council had mixed receptions, because while some in the West supported the union, many in Byzantium opposed it, viewing it as a betrayal of their faith. But, once again, regarding the Council of Florence, saying that it was a betrayal of the faith is a gross oversimplification which requires its own separate video and analysis. But the important thing about the story is that the Union did not yield the expected military support, and the division caused among the Byzantine populace weakened the empire's unity at a very critical time. As the Eastern Roman Empire sought support from the West, the Ottomans were consolidating their power and growing consistently from the late 13th century onward. Enter Sultan Mehmed II, ascending to the throne for the first time in 1444 and again in 1451. He was determined to capture Constantinople, with his ambitions being fueled largely by the weakening state of the Eastern Roman Empire. Militarily speaking, the Ottomans were expanding aggressively, capturing key territories in the Balkans and threatening the very existence of the Byzantine Empire. Diplomatically speaking, Mehmed II employed diplomatic strategies in order to isolate Constantinople even further, forging alliances with neighboring states and undermining political support for the Byzantines, eventually convincing even Serbia to work against the Eastern Roman Empire. Going back to the Eastern Roman Empire, the schism between the Orthodox and the Catholic churches not only hindered military support, but also deepened divisions within the empire. The public sentiment was mixed, to say the least, with many Orthodox Christians viewing the union with Rome as a betrayal, leading to significant internal dissent. And culturally speaking, the Byzantine identity was closely tied to the Orthodox Church, and the perception of Western powers as potential oppressors rather than allies further complicated alliances. Now, this would be a very good time for me to mention the slaughter of the Latins and how this is a major double standard, but once again, this is something for another video. By the early 1450s, the stage was already set for the conflict. Mehmed II began to gather a formidable army and invest heavily in artillery, including massive cannons designed to breach the city's walls. As for the Romans, despite their limited means, they managed to fortify their defenses, but morale was very low and the population was dwindling, and the fact that the anti-Unionists often told the people not to fight side by side the Catholics made things worse. Join us next time on the next installment, where we will discuss the order of battle, how the battle took place, and all of the military maneuvers that went through from both the Byzantine and the Ottoman sides. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and see you on the next video.